Hello everyone, welcome to my bold and beautiful Gossip Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Finn's additional opportunity with Sheila Edge hammers awful father elder. The Strong and the Wonderful uncovers that John Finn Finnegan went to Elder Sharp's place with him and continued to hinder as he attempted to make sense of the entire Sheila Carter copy circumstance. Elder realized this plastic medical procedure stuff sounded nuts, however he recapped a greater amount of Lauren Fenmore Baldwin's story and demanded Sugar, otherwise known as Janet Weber, was set free from several months prior. Minister added that Sugar was the one Steffi Forrester took as the night progressed, yet he dreaded something horrible had happened to Sheila ahead of time. Finn was all the while attempting to trust any of this, however Elder showed him an image of Sugar as evidence. As per B&B spoilers, R.J. Forrester, Joshua Hoffman, will keep on pitching an attitude fit that would amazing pretty much anyone over his cousin Zend laying down with his sweetheart Luna. Soon the Forresters will start to favor one side. Also, who could have imagined, they all competition to agree with poor RJ's stance. Indeed, both parties deserve equal credit here. Luna was revved up and ready to go and didn't have the foggiest idea who she was tangoing with, so all of the fault will fall on Zend. Now that his and Luna's scandalous little tidbit is out, Zend has everything to gain by trying. Intense and wonderful spoilers bother that he will hold nothing back with Luna. After the manner in which RJ has been seething, she may simply conclude she is in an ideal situation with her beau's cousin. Zend's quest for Luna will just incense the Forresters more, and unveil him foe number one at Forrester manifestations. After Finn brought up photographs could be altered, he said he'd deal with the way that he was at absolutely no point ever going to see Sheila in the future. Finn called attention to that he'd relinquish the obliterated association and inquired as to whether Minister was currently letting him know he could have another opportunity with the one who brought him into this world. Minister affirmed that is precisely exact thing he was telling Finn, however he didn't have any idea where Sheila was. That is the reason Minister needed to collaborate and go get Sheila at the present time. At the Precipice House on Thursday's B&B, Steffi yelled about how impolite and flippant Minister was being with his unreasonable cases. Trust Logan thought Minister was handling Sheila's death in his own particular manner and recommended he'd need to ultimately embrace the truth. Up to that point, Steffi said Minister expected to avoid her better half's head and quit hauling Finn into his winding. Steffi added that Elder expected to take a few to get back some composure since he was in all-out insane town, however Trust offered a forecast about Minister fully recovering after he really made a point to focus on this. Steffi fished to see whether Finn had expressed anything to Trust during their confidential meetups, so Trust recognized that Finn's affections for Sheila were perplexing. Despite the fact that Steffi would never comprehend the reason why Finn felt an association with Sheila, she speculated his heart was simply too large. At Forrester manifestations, Brooke Logan invited Edge Forrester back from his excursion to Paris, where he marked another arrangement and had an encounter with Thomas Forrester as well as Douglas Forrester. After Edge brought up that Douglas was cherishing European life, he felt that this father-child holding time had been really great for Thomas and Douglas. Edge accepted some calls and tested Brooke about how R.J. Forrester was doing, yet she stayed true to her obligation to R.J. by not spilling all the Luna Nozawa and Zend Forrester Dominguez show. When Edge said Douglas missed Trust, Brooke recognized that her little girl missed him as well and was struggling without him. Brooke brought up that Trust likewise needed to manage Minister's refusal to accept Sheila was perished. Edge pummeled Elder for being a terrible dad and wished he would shut down this since it was ridiculous to Trust or Steffi. The Strong and the Lovely spoilers say some shocking Sheila news is approaching for the Forresters, Logans, and every other person on material, so remain tuned for refreshes on all the anarchy. Destitute Tom's Sheila data, Minister and Finn's break for the situation. The Strong and the Wonderful uncover that John Finn Finnegan will consider everything Minister Sharp advised him and begin to see that perhaps the story's genuine. A speedy inquiry online could leave Finn more persuaded of all the plastic medical procedure show and Sugar, otherwise known as Janet Weber's jail discharge, so he'll need to think about how conceivable it is that Sheila Carter is without a doubt alive. Finn might decide to avoid Steffi Forrester with regards to the circle as he reconvenes with Elder and starts off a mission to tackle the remainder of the secret. Minister is persuaded that something terrible happened to Sheila, so he's depending on Finn to assist him with finding her. B&B spoilers say Finn will to be sure assist Minister with looking, so search for them to experience a vagrant named Tom as a feature of that arrangement. When Elder shows Tom an image of Sheila, he'll get a response out of him. Minister will get the inclination that Tom perceives Sheila and knows something, so he'll push Tom to spill any news he could bring to the table. Maybe Tom saw a strained gathering among Sheila and Sugar before the last option got taken out at the Bluff house. That would act as more affirmation that Sugar arrived at track down her adversary and wound up having Sheila's spot. On the other hand, perhaps Tom saw Sheila making a beeline for some isolated area, someplace that he can point Finn and Elder toward. It's conceivable Minister and Finn will get a clue about where Sheila may be trapped in bondage now. While Finn and Elder explore, the Forrester family will lift up RJ and show their help. RJ made Brooke Logan vow to keep her mouth shut about sedated Luna Nozawa laying down with Zend Forrester Dominguez, however Brooke could ultimately concede something to Edge Forrester. Edge could essentially discover that RJ and Luna are having a few issues, so we'll check whether he gets in some measure part of the story and attempts to help his child. We ought to likewise specify that Sean Cannon's genuine stepdaughter will spring up in another job on Friday's B&B episode. Juliet Vega will make a big appearance as Michelle, so remain tuned for refreshes on whether Michelle will be a Forrester model or somebody who fits in a genuine storyline. The intense and the lovely spoilers say a few energizing turns are ahead as the quest for Sheila warms up, so stay with us for expectations on all the mayhem. 0 Facebook 1 Twitter 0 Pinterest Flipboard Total 1. The strong and the lovely spoilers say Zend Forrester, Delon de Metz, is a ticking delayed bomb. His family might have needed to treat him better throughout the long term. Zend has forever been the black sheep of the family. In any case, now that he laid down with the Forresters' prodigy's sweetheart, his family's disposition towards him will go from awful to more terrible. Does Zend Forrester have something vile available for the Forrester Manifestations group? Continue to peruse for every one of the subtleties, this coming up the following week on the striking and the delightful spoilers ahead. Luna Nozawa, Lisa Yamada, was only a sweet design understudy with daddy issues when she was presented on The Strong and the Wonderful. Little soaped fans know, in the long run her woman pieces could without any help annihilate Forrester Manifestations. The intense and the lovely spoilers, Zend's vengeance on the Forresters. The intense and the delightful spoilers, what out RJ Forrester? As indicated by B&B spoilers, RJ Forrester, Joshua Hoffman, will keep on pitching an attitude fit that would blow anyone's mind over his cousin Zend laying down with his sweetheart Luna. Soon the Forresters will start to favor one side. What's more, who could have imagined, they all competition to agree with poor RJ's stance. Of course, both parties deserve equal credit here. Luna was extremely excited and didn't actually have the foggiest idea who she was tangoing with, so all of the fault will fall on Zend.